Okay, now that you've finished 6 and 7, take just a minute now and check your answers, and then we're going to move to our next proof. Okay, so we talked about angle side or angle side and angle side angle. So now our last thing that we need to talk about is hypotenuse leg. So with hypotenuse leg, remember the hypotenuse has to be congruent. The hypotenuse is the side across from the right angle. These are your hypotenuses. And then your legs are your two sides that make up the right angle. So here, if your hypotenuse, which is BC, is congruent to EF, and then you have a set of legs, here that would be BA is congruent to ED, then that means these triangles ABC would be congruent to triangle DEF. Okay, so let's look at this first proof with hypotenuse leg. Again, we start with everything that we are given. Triangle LMP and triangle MNP are right triangles. Again, that is very important information. We do have to show that they're right triangles in order to use hypotenuse leg. And then we have ML is congruent to MN. So those sides, so I'm going to mark those. That is the second statement. That is another piece of given information. We do know in this triangle that they share a side, MP. So it is congruent to itself. That is the reflexive property. And therefore, since these are right triangles, this is all the information we need. We have congruent hypotenuses, and then we have one set of congruent legs, that MP that they share. So we can prove that triangle LMP is congruent to triangle MNP by hypotenuse leg. Okay, and finally let's finish up number 2. They haven't given us any statements or any reasons. So triangle WVX and triangle YZX are right angles. So that means that angle V here and angle Z here are right triangles or angles. So I'm going to mark it. That's very important because I know I can use hypotenuse leg. I need to write this given information. Triangle WVX and triangle YZX are right triangles. And that is given information. They gave us that WV. Side WV is congruent to side YZ. So I'm going to mark that. WV and YZ are congruent. And then X is the midpoint of WY. Here's WY. X is the midpoint. So that's my next piece. X is midpoint of WY. That was given. Oh, I forgot that given. If X is the midpoint, it cuts it in half. So this side and this side are congruent. So I need to put that. WX is congruent to YX. If it's the midpoint, these are congruent by the definition of midpoint. And then finally, we have enough information in this picture to prove triangle WVX is congruent to triangle YZX. And we have the hypotenuses across from the right angle and one set of legs congruent, so this can be hypotenuse leg.